Those were all part of your project. Technetium, obviously. Xenon, 133. What else? What did I miss? Indium, gallium. Know those. Those are easy ones to get. Okay, make a note card and get them all right. Basics of collimators, and then just the math statistics stuff. I will make sure I look through the rest of your homework that you submitted, that if you're not getting a certain concept, I'll let you know, okay? So that you don't make a mistake on the test. But otherwise, that chi-square one, that's as hard as it gets, honestly. You know, I won't give you anything too difficult, but do you get the idea of how you sum it up and how you get chi-square? Any other questions? Resolution, uniformity, these are all part of the quality control project on here. Crystals, you know that what the term hygroscopic means. Do you remember that? Yeah, they're sensitive to temperature. Yeah. What does PHA stand for? You guys know that. What type of emission are some of these? Energy resolution. Window, you guys get it now. ULD and LLD. Do you get that? Upper level and lower level discriminators. That's when we did that window. And the actual numbers are those discriminators. We want to discriminate and only choose certain things. If I say it's 20% window on technetium, you now know what the upper and lower limits are going to be set at. What does that actually mean? Okay. I think you guys got this. Like I said, it's very heavy on the case study, and not the case study, on your quality control projects. Okay. Extrinsic, intrinsic, all of that. Yeah.
So for the questions on the QC projects, are you going to be asking like specifics, like per person, or is it going to be like
no,
like what we went through before?
More general. So you do a daily uniformity flood, and then you might do a high count flood, but not as often. The daily one is usually less counts, right? Most of you did like a 2 million flood daily. Whereas if you did a high count flood, someone did the minimum number. I forget who it was. 30 million is usually the minimum for a high count. Some of you do a 200 million. Okay, but minimum for systems is usually at least 30 million for a high count flood. You know, more general. When do you do them and how do you do them? You guys were great showing, Francesca showed us the glove that you hang the source in, right? Okay, so you make sure it's not contaminated. We hang the source. However we have to do it to flood the camera. We leave the collimators on or take them off. All general, not real specific on, you know, specific sites or anything, but what do we do every day? What should be done? How often are bars done, guys? Bars assess linearity and resolution. How often is it done? Typically. Weekly, right? Weekly. Good. How about center of rotation? Some of you do it weekly, but at least it needs to be done
monthly.
Monthly. That's the minimum. That kind of thing. Does that help, Hiba? And more general, definitely more general. I'm trying to think. I think I kind of covered. Today we've covered kind of every question that's on there. So, you know, and remember, a lot of this is not as hard as it seems. You know, what's going on in a photomultiplier tube? It's in the name, photon being multiplied, okay? So don't make it harder than it is. Don't try to trip yourself up. We'll get into half value layer and other things after this. I didn't want to put that on there. Oh, I am going to open up, Diane and I decided that you can have the information that we're going to finish up with so that you can do your projects for your group review, your Flip Fun reviews. So I'm kind of opening up, you know, the PowerPoints and stuff that will be due. Do not get confused and think you need to do it now. It's just so you have it in case you're ready to work on it. Okay, so you can kind of work ahead if you want. Watch the dates though, because if you don't want to be studying something that's not on this test Tuesday, certainly. but at least then you can do your projects. I think you guys got this. It's basic gamma camera, energies, half-lives, and then the math problems, which, like I said, you guys are all rocking those out. So it's just that moment that you don't have your math book and I ask a question, don't panic. You guys are all doing them. Just stop and try to relax, okay? That chi-square example, do that again. Make up 3 numbers and do it again and see if you can do it, okay? That's a typical example, all right? Any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll post this PowerPoint for your review and follow the guide I gave you. The guide was directly taken from the exam. So there's a question about most of these, not all of them, but that's a good guide to follow, okay? Any other questions?
Amy, can I just talk to you real quick afterwards? I just have
Sure.
to say something.
Absolutely. Anyone else, email me. Let me know if you have any issues. Otherwise, nice job. Don't get overwhelmed. Go back to the basics, okay? And you guys did this.